I want to make another video talking about business because the videos that I make on this channel are based on my real life, right? They're based on what I'm thinking right now, what I'm doing right now. It's that kind of channel. And business is basically my main priority at the minute because, number one, with this car, amongst other things, my living costs have increased. I don't mind that. It's more motivation, but it's one thing. Number two, even if my living costs are low, which they still are, right, realistically, I've come to a conclusion that if I don't get on with work now, whilst, again, living costs are still quite low, whilst there's not really any risk, if I don't take the risks now and try grow business, there is a high likelihood if I don't do this, that I will get to a point where I am, 40, 50, 60, still sat in an office. It's not what I want to do. So I've decided to go really heavy in on the business. I want to explain what this looks like to you guys. I've explained the eBay side of things, but there's more to come, right? There's more to come. And I'm keeping you guys updated on the journey. Admittedly, with the part-time job that I've got, with other commitments, including stuff that I'm going to be talking about, time is a bit more scarce for videos, but I'm trying to get back to video making, and I want to talk a little bit more about, well, business. So, if you guys didn't watch my last video, I spoke about the fact that I've taken eBay a lot more seriously. I've gone from listing maybe 5 items a day to literally, at the minute, the worst that I'd say on a good day. And the worst on a bad day is about 10 listings a day. The best on a good day can be up to 40. This is up from 5 listings a day. Now a bad day is 10. I have 1 day off a week where I list 0 to 1 item, maybe 1 in the morning if I can be bothered. If not, that's fine, go have fun. 1 day off, 6 days on, right? Business is my number 1 priority at the minute. Yes, I'm still going to the gym. Yes, I'm still obviously going to work. I'm still partaking in hobbies. If my friends want to hang out, I'll do it as much as I can, but I am going to have to cut back on these sorts of things because it's a compromise, right? I'd much rather talk to my friends, well, not talk to my friends, because I still talk to everyone, but I'd much rather hang out with people when I've got a decent sum of money behind me and we can go and do some genuinely good things without having any kind of concerns at all, right? And I mean genuinely good things, not just go out for a meal, maybe, go on holiday to a nice place and then go for a meal. So money is a big motivator at the minute. I know that money's not everything, but it's all well and good saying that when you haven't got any, right? I have got enough now in savings. I'm perfectly comfortable for basically the next year or so, but I want to build something big. I think most of you guys will be able to buy into that image. You can understand. Anyway, that's the reasoning kind of explained. Let's talk about the actual process. So there's the eBay part, which is going good. If you want the full breakdown, you'll have to watch that video. But 2 things came out of that, if I explain it very simply. I explained that number 1, I'm listing a lot more, and number 2, I'm listing more kind of expensive items, different category items and that kind of thing. That way, obviously, let's say I'll make 10% profit, for example, 10% profit on a £100 item versus on a £1,000 item versus on a £10 item, you can see how you can make more profit. Yes, it's not a larger percentage in either amount, but if we talk about getting actual money in your hand, it can be the difference between making £1 and making 100 if we're talking about 10% on £1,000, right? So that's the whole eBay side of things. But whilst eBay is doing super well at the minute, to be honest, let's say we can scale this to profit in the next 3 or 4 months of £5,000, right? £5,000 a month profit. Well, now things are looking good. I'm not saying it's possible. I don't know. I'm going to do my best. We're about halfway there now, so we'll see. Well, then what? Because that's a nice income, but it's a high end of stable, right? Well, obviously, I've explained that I do a part-time job. I've said this before. Obviously, I'll crunch all the figures for myself. I'm just giving rough estimates. I will do the maths, as you'd expect. But maybe you'll make an extra £1,000 a month from the job. So that's, a nice amount as well. But now what? You're still not at 10 grand a month. Even if you make 5 on eBay, 1 in the job, and I don't know, So, what's next? Well, it's more selling stuff, I think. And dropshipping is a brilliant example. One thing that I want to do now is scale the dropshipping into Amazon, right? This is going to be a bit more challenging because I've tried this before and I literally had to retreat the business model. I had to retreat it because Amazon is not like eBay in one sense. Amazon tends to prefer and like items that can be shipped out very quickly in a matter of days with tracking and all that kind of stuff. When dropshipping, that is actually quite difficult to sustain. And that's what I always say with eBay, right? Pick the longest postage option that you can, because there'll always be that time where, yes, it might get delivered in 3 days, but it might get delivered in 7, right? And obviously with Amazon, that's not doable. Right now, I've found a way to actually dropship certain items, not all, not many even, but a few items now in 2 to 3 days. They can get drop shipped. I still don't have to store them, but we can drop ship them from obviously the company to the consumer, probably in 4 days max. That's very viable. That's very, very viable. So now Amazon is an open avenue. I'm starting up an Amazon account. We shall see how that goes. So that's 2 more streams. Well, that's 1 more stream of income. Etsy. I tried Etsy again. It did not work out very well, to be honest. I think Etsy is just not a fan of dropshipped items. And you know what? Hands up, that's fair. I think that's fair. Etsy is a craft marketplace. If they're not accepting dropshipped items anymore for whatever reason, I get it, right? They want to stay true to their niche, and they're trying to. Credit for that. I can't diss it at all. But that does mean it's unviable. So what's my next idea? Well, my next idea is to start flipping actual things. And obviously not physically flipping things, but what I mean is drop shipping, eBay or Amazon is simple. It's very easy. It's very, to be honest, low effort. I can go to work like I have for a couple of days this week. I can come home. I can go straight on eBay. It's not hard. Amazon, list some items up, maybe 3-4 hours, and I've got 30 items listed. Easy, right? But whilst those are great streams of income, and whilst I would say they are the easiest streams of income that I have probably ever experienced, because as I've said before to you guys, I've done YouTube for years now. I'm not saying this channel's very profitable. It's not. But my last channels, it's not profitable yet, I should say. But my last channels have been quite profitable. And I'll say this, once you get YouTube going, it's the easiest thing ever. Because then you need to make a 10 to 30 minute video a day or every 3 days. And you just collect free money for half an hour, right? Half an hour's work. But how many unpaid hours go into that? Like right now, I'm trying to film as many videos as I can. 7 minutes that we've been filming so far, probably not going to get paid for it at all. I don't care, but that means that YouTube's not the easiest. So things I believe like eBay are, because anyone can start making money basically immediately, or at least that's my opinion. And if you want to learn how to, you can click the link on my bio. But flipping physical items, it comes with a number of advantages that dropshipping doesn't. It comes with a number of challenges, but if you've got disposable cash and savings that you're willing to risk, and like I say at the minute, I am actually looking for more risk. I'm not saying that you guys should. Don't take this as advice. It's just what I'm doing. But I'm looking for more risk because I'm willing to lose money. I've got savings, a decent amount of savings for my standard of living, let's say, and maybe I can risk an extra amount, right? So even if the items don't sell, it's fine. But the intention of the idea is this. Physical items cannot be replicated in the same way that new ones or drop-shipped items can. Dropshipping, anyone can jump on the trend. But let's say I pick up, this is one that I've been thinking about, a set of car wheels, like, rims or whatever you want to call them. Let's say the alloy wheels. There's not another pair in the same condition, perhaps the same standard, all these different things. So maybe you can refurbish them, restore them, repaint them, whatever. Or maybe it's something like an iPhone. They're all the same item perhaps, but the condition's different, the level of wear is different. It depends on what we're reviewing, right? But physical items, that is a big advantage. So that's going to be a big thing that I'm looking to include. Up until Christmas, and obviously beyond that, but as a temporary milestone, it's time to go grind for me. I'm not saying that you guys need to do what you want, obviously, but it's time for me to go grind because I'm super interested in this now, and I feel like I've woken something inside myself up that wasn't there before. I've always said about business, I've always said I wanted to start businesses and run businesses, I always have, but to what extent? Running a business can be something that makes you rich, but you've got to put in the work to make that the case as well. And I think that's probably where I've struggled. I've made enough to get by on the standard of life that I want, that I have, and called it a day. But that's not really how you get rich. Getting rich, how you do it, in my opinion, is having enough capital, kind of venture capital really, to risk when opportunities come up, when that stock is low, when that item that you can resell, and you know you can resell it for a huge profit comes up, but you don't have the funds for it. It's those kind of risks that can accelerate your financial trajectory, in my opinion, if you're running a business. And again, contrasting that with a job, I don't mind jobs, I don't mind work. It's not the best, but it's not the worst. You know, the progression is, in my opinion, limited, irrespective of what you do, you know. Whereas when you work for yourself, your income is potentially unlimited. Now, it also potentially is nothing. When you go to work, at least you know you're getting paid, but it's a risk that everyone needs to weigh up. The point is, right now I'm at a point, again, thankfully, where I have savings, I have money to risk. Fortunately, I have the effort to put it in, time and money, that is, and we'll see what the results of that will be. So I'm interested in keeping you guys updated. Thank you for watching this video, and if you did enjoy it, or if you do want to join me on this progress path, do let me know in the comment section. Thank you, and I'll see you soon.